Hey, what's up everyone? It's your buddy Wally, and today I'm going to show you a really awesome classic Chinese Cantonese dish called clams with black bean sauce. So if you all don't know by now, I live in Thailand, and in Thailand there's a lot of terrific seafood because there is one really long coastline where we can get all sorts of fresh seafoods, especially clams. So these clams I got here, they've never been frozen, and I know that this is probably one of the most requested dishes that I've gotten, because I know seafood, if you eat outside at a restaurant, is pretty expensive. Take for example, this restaurant, Wohop, one of the top restaurants in New York City's Chinatown in Manhattan, and their clams with black bean sauce cost $18.95. Now I'm not saying that what they're charging is not worth it. Most likely it is. Plus they got rent to pay and all that other crap, you know. But I'm just saying that, hey, you know what? If you want to make a nice Chinese dinner at home that you can afford, you can do it. So right here, I've got 1 kilogram of clams, or about roughly about 2 pounds. And to make up the sauce, we're gonna need 2 cloves of large garlic. Not too fine, not too big, but you get the idea. And we're also gonna need some fresh chilies. If you're really afraid of spicy heat, just make sure that you get the large chilies, okay? Because the general rule of thumb is, the larger the chili is, the less spicy it is. And we also need some spring onions, mostly the white part. About 3 tablespoons of chopped up spring onions. For you guys that have never used black beans before, there's basically 2 types of black beans that you can buy at the supermarket. One is this type, it's the dried version. It is salted and fermented, and this is actually the type of black beans that I like to use for my Chinese dishes. So the other version of black beans comes in a jar also, but it is already in a sauce. I don't prefer that type because I prefer to control what goes into my dishes. So that's why I prefer these dried fermented beans instead. Okay, now the liquid sauce component. This is basically a Chinese brown sauce. Whenever you go to your favorite Chinese takeout restaurant, right? You ever wonder why there's only one chef and that dude can cook up 50 or 75 different types of dishes? The reason why is they're basically using the same mother sauce, which is what I'm gonna make right now. So we're gonna start off with 2 thirds of water, 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of dark soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of pure sesame oil, half a teaspoon of ground white pepper, and 1 teaspoon of sugar. So this is my variation of brown sauce for this specific clams with black beans, right? But if you use the sauce to make other dishes, you might want to adjust the amount of oyster sauce or soy sauce or whatever, you get the point. So last sauce component is, of course, the thickener, the slurry. So you need 1 tablespoon of cornstarch mixed with 1 tablespoon of water. So the cornstarch doesn't actually dissolve in the water. So just right before you add it into your hot pan, you need to make sure that you mix it one final time before you add it in to your sauce. All right, and that's basically it. Not a lot to do. That's what's so great about Chinese fast food cooking. It's fast. Now, one final question that I also get about clams is that a lot of people ask me, should I pre-cook my clams by boiling or steaming instead of just dropping in live clams into the hot pan? Now, I think people want to pre-cook the clams because they're scared that there might be dirt inside the clams. What you can do is you can just submerge the clams in some really cold water and just add in like a couple of tablespoons of salt. And that should usually help clean out the clams. I prefer to drop in my clams live, and that is because when I drop in the clams live, right, the clam juice, the clam essence is gonna get into the sauce, while as if you pre-cook your clams in some boiling water and then you toss out that water, you're basically tossing out flavor. So that's why personally my choice is to just drop in the clams into the hot pot raw. Okay, so I'm gonna put my pan on a medium-high heat. Gotta heat the pan up really well. And when my wok starts to smoke, I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of oil. That might actually be more, but you know, it's Chinese cooking. Gonna spread the oil around. And I'm gonna throw in all of these ingredients. It's fast cooking. So we're gonna cook these for about 10 to 15 seconds. You want this hot wok and the oil to soak up the flavors of the black beans, the garlic, the chilies, and the spring onions. After that, we throw in our clams. Mix it up. Throw in the sauce. And then I'm gonna make a well in the center, just so that all the sauce is exposed. And then when I see the center of the wok starting to boil, the sauce boil, I'm gonna give my slurry one final mix. Gonna throw it in and immediately stir. That slurry is gonna help thicken up this sauce. Look at that. You can already see the sauce get thicker. And then finally, what I like to do is I'm gonna drop the heat to medium, and I'm just gonna cover with a lid for about 30 seconds. Oh yeah, you gotta be kidding me. Look at that, check that out. The sauce to me is perfect. It's not too thick and not too runny. This would have been perfect with white steamed rice, but I was too lazy to cook it. Can top it off with some fresh chilies, and we'll just top it off with some fresh cilantro. That was not difficult at all. And I guarantee you, this didn't cost me $18.95. It probably only cost me maybe like $3 to make this entire dish all by myself. You know what? These dishes, they're not that difficult to make. Anybody can make it. I just showed you. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time. But remember, I do make deliveries. I take Bitcoins and Camels as payment. I will see you all again next time. Try it out. Clams are great because they're like little spoons that like hold the sauce and all, and it's just like a spoon.